everyone. I just wanted to make a little video here while I'm driving in the car. I was on a phone call the other day. One of my friends had a friend down in the southern U.S. who has a business, and she's a therapist. And the type of therapy that she does, she is able to get assistance to work with her clients as long as she does the evaluation work and supervises the whole process. And my friend was telling me how her business has been growing very quickly, and she needed to get her hands on a business loan because she thought that she needed more operating capital. They wanted to know if I would talk with her. So I called her up. Very nice girl. Not a whole lot of business experience, but very talented in her line of therapy work. And I started asking her a few questions. She said that she didn't seem to ever have any money to pay herself, even though she thought she was doing really well and she was making a lot of money on her clients. So I asked her a few basic questions and found out from her that most of the money she collects is from insurance companies, both private insurance and the Medicaid program from the government down there. And she charges about $139 for every one of these therapy sessions, and she pays her assistants $50. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, wow, that's a really great gross margin. And I started asking her about her monthly sales and about her overhead, her office, internet, car, phone, all that kind of stuff. And on the surface, it looked like she should have been making good money, but she didn't ever seem to have any. And so I asked her a couple of very critical questions. How quickly do the insurance companies pay you? How often do you pay your assistants? And how quickly are you growing? The problem that she's having is a problem that a lot of small businesses have, and they don't recognize the problem until it's too late. She was growing her business very quickly, adding 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 new clients each week. It was taking between 30 and 45 days for most of the insurance companies to pay her, but she was doing a payroll for the people that worked for her every second week. What that meant was, every time she got a new customer, she ended up having to float the insurance company. And some of these clients were getting therapy once a week. So she could end up putting out, $300 in payments to her workers before she gets the first $139 back from the insurance company. And it highlights the importance of watching your payables and your receivables. If your receivables are growing faster than your payables, then you need increasingly higher amounts of operating capital in order to finance your customers. So back to the question about the loan. I said to her, if you get a loan, number one, it'll take the pressure off in the short term. But if you continue to grow the way you're growing, you're going to eat through all that capital. It's going to be used to finance the insurance companies, and then you're going to be looking for more. And as this debt grows bigger and bigger, you're going to end up paying interest on money that is quite literally financing the business of these medical insurance companies. That's not the solution. The solution to her problem is to extend her payables. She needs to change the way she pays her assistants so that the money she's owed is matched by the money she owes to others. And that way she's not financing the value chain. And as soon as I mentioned this to her, the very next thing she said was that back when she was a student, before she became fully qualified as a therapist, she used to act as an assistant to another therapist. And she said in that company, she used to see people all during the month and then get paid for those jobs at the end of the following month. And I said, yeah, that's why your former employer did it that way. They were trying to match the receivables with the payables. Whenever you have a business and you have a shortage of operating capital, what's important is to keep in mind that you are quite literally financing something to the benefit of your customer when you have operating capital tied up. And I see this all the time in the different businesses that I work with, where they have to pay people right away and their customers take a long time to pay them. Some of the easy ways to solve the problem are to shorten the credit you give your customers, or don't give them credit at all and instead insist on accepting payment, for example, with credit cards. There's a cost to that, but it means you don't have to have your capital tied up. In my opinion, a business should only borrow money when it's to acquire an asset, like a piece of machinery or something that is going to be used to generate money and profit over a course of time, ideally longer than it takes to pay back the loan. That's when you're taking advantage of someone else's capital to enrich yourself and to create more of a profit for yourself. If this girl had succeeded in finding a business loan, she would have just ended up paying interest on money that was financing the activities of the insurance companies. Now, in her case, these medical insurance companies usually don't have to worry about credit risk. What if they don't pay? What if the receivable goes bad? That, though, is a really a big concern when it comes to most other small businesses that deal with consumers or sell to other small businesses. Anyway, I just wanted to take a few moments to talk about the call, because it's an interesting one and it's something that I see come up all the time, where people inadvertently give away their cash before they've been paid and end up in a spot where they can't pay bills just because they've been paying things probably more quickly than they should have. Till next time, talk to you later.